Hello, good morning. How are you guys? I don't care. But,
Don't mind faking me.
I saw some people commenting, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like very good. Thank you so
finally.
much. At this late stage in the game, that's when you're commenting. Anyway, I hope you are well. I hope it's
the
worth
bounce
it.
is back. The bounce is back. And today we have fantastic guests, learned guests.
Learned. See, today we're going to be talking differently.
Yeah.
Very serious.
Serious, intelligent.
Very serious. I'm going to bring it out. I'm bringing it because you guys forget that I have like 2.5 degrees. That's my problem with this with this audience. And today, because this is what they call an intellect. This is a sapiosexual conversation. Very, very intellectual. High intellect. It's going to open your mind. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so today we have the people that are behind STEARS Business. If you've been reading the articles and, quoting it to your friends, pretending like you have sense.
You know what's going on.
These are the people that see how they walk trad. You guys can introduce yourselves.
Well, TJ just looked at me to go first. Well, pleasure to be here. My name is Michael Famarati, co-founder of STEARS, previous editor-in-chief of STEARS Business as well. So that's why I'm here.
My name is TJ Afikuyomi, and I am the current editor-in-chief of STEARS Business.
Wonderful. So, now, Jolla, over to you with the intellect.
Just even the way they said their names.
Do you know what I mean?
Intelligence was just oozing.
That's it. Or jumping out. Okay, you ask a question now.
I want to do the normal Nigerian thing. So what was the inspiration? What was the inspiration behind such a mag? Because what's really popular with the youth is things around the music, sports, media.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to know what's the inspiration. I did not say inspiration.
That's always what
inspiration behind. But seriously, what made you guys decide to start STEARS?
Yeah, so, sorry, I'm going to enter CEO pitch mode.
Okay.
To explain it, because STEARS in itself is an information company, right?
Okay.
To put it simply, back when we were all, students, looking into Nigeria from abroad, we just felt that there was an information gap, right?
Right.
We didn't know what was going on. Yeah, you read certain papers that are not mentioning their names, and you can't really trust the credibility and most especially even the insights, right? So even when they are well-intentioned, they don't know what they're doing, right? So we just felt that there was a big information gap. The more we looked at it, the more we realized that it cut across so many things, right?
Yeah.
So it was news as well, but it was also stuff like investments, businesses, information, right? So we essentially set up STEARS to solve that problem. The cheapest one to start, quite frankly, was the publication. Because if you've ever tried to build a data business or anything, it's really expensive.
Yeah.
So started off the publication. It was just like a random bunch of guys and girls. I think maybe I might even have considered one time asking Jolla to write for us back in the day. Back when Jolla was a serious person, because that was a thing.
Imagine those articles.
And we just decided that we wanted to start a publication that gave people information and insights, right? So you read it and you understand the economy around you, right? That was really the goal. And we've stuck to it. It has evolved over time. And I think TJ is the best person to talk about that. But the ultimate purpose was to help people understand the society and economy around them.
When you first started, everything was free, obviously. And we all appreciated it. I must say.
We did. I mean, well,
everything was free. And I wanted to ask about, because I work in media, the idea of everybody wants high quality, not even just high quality, extremely high quality information and entertainment. And well, if you're sometimes it mixes in as edutainment, which I think STEARS straddles that line really, really well. But nobody want to pay for it.
And nobody
wants to pay for that. And so when you were building and growing, and it was very clear when STEARS was growing and how deliberate you guys were being, at what point were you like, oh, okay, we're going to have to try? I mean, obviously from the beginning, everybody wants to make money.
A lot of the newsletters I followed, all these, the hustle. I deleted Morning Brew. It was a bit dull. But don't put that out. Cancel that. You never know what can happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, the hustle of them, what they do is they have sponsored sections and then they also have sponsored ad, blah, blah. So you could have gone that route just for the the articles and stuff. You could have gone on ad routes, advertorial content. I know these things. I'm in media.
God.
Anyway, you could have gone that route, but then you went the subscription model. How come?
Yeah, it's a good question. So
I know.
at the very beginning, vast knowledge. At the very beginning, like Michael said, we got a group of guys and girls together, and there was a lot of emphasis on keeping costs low as a business. So, hey, Jolla, do you want to come and write 1 or 2 things for us? And for that, it was fine. But when we then moved into a world of trying to make a sustainable business, I remember one day, me and Preston were at our previous office in VI, and it was like, okay.
So the first office was in VI.
I don't want to shout. I didn't want to say nothing. I did not want to.
The first office was in Victoria
when you start
Island.
getting messages about, sorry, this premium subscription, I want a breakdown of where the costs go. Because your previous
office was in
Victoria Island. You in Bagada.
Bagada is still
do you get
Moe? But yeah.
But no, so I mean, the office was actually given, it was a mentor that provided for us.
So you have a mentor that gives you office in
No, let them continue. Let them continue.
So, and Preston were going through the numbers. Okay, advertising, we'll get this much from ads, this much from events and sponsorship. That's usually the model
that's the model.
publications do. And it just wasn't adding up. We were like, to provide quality information, we need to hire high quality journalists or analysts into our team. And to pay for that, we need more money than what this looks like.
Yeah.
The other thing as well is the relationship between ads, consumers, and the business publication is a bit distorted. So you're writing content.
Yeah.
The person kind of paying for it is an advertiser, and the person you're writing for is like a free consumer, if you call it that. So there's this, say some state government is paying advertising on you.
Yeah.
You want to say something bad about said state government to your consumer,
start
to let
thinking
them
that,
but they are paying us the money. It's just a real distorted relationship, and so we wanted to have a much more close relationship with our audience, where we're writing for you.
Yeah,
and to do that, as part of that, money comes into play. So it was 2 things: the sustainability of actually creating a media business, and also rewriting that relationship between consumers and the newsroom as well.
Me, let me not lie. I don't know why Fake Kemi said we should invite you. Let me tell you what my own hope was. Poverty is not the look. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
It's not really my aesthetic.
It's not my thing, not my aesthetic. It's not my thing.
I'm not for it.
So I need you guys to help me hedge my bets. That's why I invited you guys here.
I had more altruistic. I wanted to, the thing, I wanted to be able to talk about the state of the nation without it being that, because normally it just seems like 2 of us were complaining.
Yeah.
No.
We want factual complaints.
That's it. If people bring the facts and figures, then I just say,
sure, you see.
Look at it. Look at it. Is there?
I feel like sometimes when things are written in, so my dad gets the dailies every single day. And because of the way papers are designed, you see headlines. And I think for a lot of people, and that's not to say people are stupid or people are unintelligent. Some of that information, they are apparently supposed to be worried about it, but they don't know why they're supposed to be worried. Do you see what I mean? So somebody will say they will have things about inflation, and a lot of people will think this is not good.
So like this food inflation one, food inflation is some point something percent, as compared to South Korea, where food inflation is something, and it it's changing by 3% year on year. And I'm just thinking, oh boy, I'm so fucking what? Do you get like at what point? I remember when reading about food inflation, I saw an article. Someone was just like, "Let's have a look at rice." Do you get take rice from X? And I was like, "This is the article.
This is what
Which one is? Nobody gives a shit about the percentage if you don't have any context of what is an appropriate, percentage, or so even like the printing money stuff. I saw before. So I haven't been on Twitter for a while, but my friend sent me that posted something on Instagram that was like, in theory, I know that printing money is bad because you people said so, but like in reality. You have to print the money. I was like, you have to print the money. And I was like, do you know what? They're fundamental things that you have to break it down. And it's not even about people who are not educated. It's just sometimes like if you think about it further, it's like, yes, why is printing money so bad? Okay, but why?
Why is that a problem?
Yeah.
No, that cuts through, the heart of what we're trying to do. Like Michael said, information gap.
See, this kind of thing, I like the heart of what we're trying to cuts it. I need to start talking.
So no, the information gap, and we are purely focused on helping people understand. And it's not a case of just reporting what is going on.
This is a charity work.
It's God's work.
Go to pay that subscription. Which of the charities is that?
They also register as an NGO. So we're helping people.
No, so we see a news story, and the immediate thing we're talking about in the newsroom is what's actually going on here.
Yeah.
And how do we distill it and, provide it in a way that's accessible to our audience. And for example, inflation, money printing, all of that, those are topics we've talked about in detail. And like you said, it's not even as if, it's not a case of lack of intelligence. It's just these things are actually quite complicated. Inflation is a complicated measurement that if you don't break down, people just don't see how it affects them. These numbers are just too high level. You see on, front page, GDP is 2%. Like, what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
Should it be 3? Should it be 10? What does that mean for us? And so we are constantly trying to find ways to make things relatable.
Yeah.
Where do you see this affecting you? And, how does it get as close to your doorstep as possible? And I think the newsroom is very much intent on making sure that comes through.
Information is useless if it's not understood and if it cannot be used.
Should I told this to my secondary school maths teacher? That guy in life thoughts. That my first 2 years of secondary school math was horrible because I don't think this thing you just said, a lot of teachers don't understand that if the kids you're teaching don't understand how they're supposed to use this thing, they're supposed to have it, you failed. Then the guy would just be, excuse me, sir, I don't understand. You cram it. In the application, something will come up. And I'm just like, how can you say that to a 12-year-old?
Till today now, and I'm an engineer. Till today now, that DYDX. The manual one. I'm still looking for the day that I'm going to go to the market.
Can you help us with
I'll go to the
DYDX?
market, then I'll be pricing, then we'll sit down, 2 of us will do the YDX.